Imagine a battlefield where only the most dangerous missions exist. No backup, no second chances, every operation is classified, every mistake is fatal, and every soldier is among the best on Earth. In the United States military, 2 units stand above all others in secrecy, training, and lethality. One belongs to the Army, the other to the Navy. They have hunted dictators, they have dismantled terrorist networks, they have carried out missions the government rarely admits even happened. These forces are Delta Force and SEAL Team 6. But if these 2 elite units were placed head-to-head in a direct operational showdown, which one would dominate? Which force is truly superior when skill, endurance, and battlefield performance are tested? To answer that question, we must examine how they are built, how they train, and what separates them from every other military unit on Earth. At first glance, Delta Force and SEAL Team 6 appear very similar. Both are Tier 1 Special Forces units. Both specialize in counterterrorism, hostage rescue, and deep penetration raids. Both operate under extreme secrecy. Yet despite this overlap, they were designed for different core missions and environments. Understanding their true strengths is difficult because almost everything about them is classified. Their exact numbers, budgets, training methods, and operations are kept hidden. Even members of Congress often learn about their missions only after they are completed, if they learn about them at all. When asked about their activities, official government responses are usually simple: no confirmation and no denial. Still, through biographies, leaked interviews, and testimonies from former operators, a picture begins to emerge. There is a long-standing rivalry between the 2 units. They train together, sometimes deploy together, and quietly compete with one another. While mutual respect exists, tension has surfaced over the years, especially over publicity. Members of SEAL Team 6 have been more willing to write books and give interviews. Delta Force operators have traditionally remained silent. This difference led to accusations of attention-seeking and damaged relations between the 2 groups. At one point in 1996, the rivalry grew so intense that leaders reportedly approved a controlled physical contest between representatives of both units to settle the debate. The event never happened, not because of secrecy or politics, but because a participant fell ill just before the match. The episode raises a serious question: how would you actually determine which force is better? Former Navy SEAL sniper Chris Fetz once proposed a solution. Any true comparison would require 2 competitions. The first would pit hand-selected elite teams from each unit, the absolute best against the absolute best. The second would involve randomly selected operators from each force to measure overall consistency and average capability. Testing only the top performers would show peak performance, but not the full organization's strength. Testing only average operators would hide the maximum potential. Together, both tests would provide the clearest picture. But before that, we must understand how these forces are formed. SEAL Team 6 is the most elite division of the U.S. Navy SEALs, officially known as the Naval Special Warfare Development Group, or DEVGRU. The Navy SEALs were founded in 1962. Their role was to conduct maritime special operations, missions that begin and end in water environments such as oceans, rivers, swamps, and coastlines. However, modern SEALs operate on land and in the air just as effectively. Their reputation is so high that they serve as one of the main recruitment pools for the CIA's Special Operations Group, a unit even more secretive than DEVGRU itself. Becoming a SEAL is among the hardest achievements in the U.S. military. Candidates must already be serving in the Navy. They face an intense physical screening that includes swimming, running, push-ups, sit-ups, and pull-ups under strict time limits. Many fail before training even begins. Those who pass enter over a year of training that includes Naval Special Warfare Prep School, Basic Underwater Demolition SEAL Training, Parachute School, and SEAL Qualification Training. After graduation, they still must complete 18 months of additional pre-deployment preparation. Only after years of operational experience, usually 5 years and multiple deployments, can a SEAL even apply for SEAL Team 6. And that is where the real test begins. DEVGRU candidates go through a secret selection pipeline called the Operators Training Course, overseen by a group known as Green Team. This course lasts 6 to 8 months and eliminates about half of those who enter. It is designed to expose physical weakness, emotional instability, and tactical errors under extreme stress. The first phase focuses on close quarters combat, clearing rooms, engaging targets in tight spaces, and mastering weapons under pressure. Next comes extreme high-altitude parachuting, jumping from up to 35,000 feet and opening parachutes just seconds before impact. The final phase is SEER training, survival, evasion, resistance, and escape, where candidates learn to survive alone, avoid capture, and resist interrogation. Those who complete the course officially become members of SEAL Team 6, but the training never ends. DEVGRU operators continuously train with foreign elite units from Britain, Canada, and Australia, and with other U.S. Special Forces. They also prepare for highly specific scenarios. In 2024, reports revealed that DevGru spent an entire year training for potential operations related to a Taiwan conflict. Their preparation for major missions is meticulous. Before the 2011 raid that killed Osama bin Laden, SEAL Team 6 practiced repeatedly inside a full-scale replica of the compound, complete with adjustable walls to simulate unknown layouts. Within SEAL Team 6 itself, there are multiple specialized squadrons. Gold, Silver, and Blue squadrons focus on direct assault missions. Gray Squadron handles transport and mobility. Green Team manages recruitment and evaluation. And then there is Black Squadron, the most secretive element of all. Originally formed as a sniper unit, Black Squadron shifted after 9/11 into intelligence gathering and surveillance. They prepare the battlefield before the assault teams arrive. If DevGru is the weapon, Black Squadron is the targeting system. It is also the only unit that includes female operators. Their presence allows teams to blend into environments more naturally in regions where lone men would attract attention. This technique, known as profile softening, has been used for espionage-style infiltration. In Afghanistan, Black Squadron operatives disguise themselves as locals to plant surveillance devices inside villages before military strikes. SEAL Team 6 is also believed to operate with some of the most advanced technology in existence. After the bin Laden raid, one of their modified helicopters crashed. Analysis of the wreckage revealed radar-absorbing materials, noise reduction systems, and previously unknown airframe designs. These discoveries suggest that DevGru uses equipment far beyond what is publicly acknowledged. Reports have even suggested experimental non-lethal weapons and advanced sensory technology used in recent operations. While much remains classified, one fact is clear. SEAL Team 6 represents one of the most refined and technologically advanced combat forces ever created. So where does that leave the question of superiority? Delta Force and SEAL Team 6 are not designed to fight each other. They were created to handle different environments and mission sets. Delta Force emphasizes land-based counterterrorism and hostage rescue. SEAL Team 6 combines maritime operations with intelligence-driven assault missions. Comparing them directly is like comparing two master surgeons who specialize in different organs. What can be said with certainty is this: both units represent the extreme peak of military training. Both have reshaped modern special operations. And both continue to evolve for future conflicts. In a world where wars are increasingly fought in cities, underground facilities, and hostile territory, these forces will remain the invisible edge of American power. And if one truth stands above all others, it is this: victory does not belong to the biggest army. It belongs to the most adaptable one. And in that race, Delta Force and SEAL Team 6 are always competing, not against each other, but against the future of warfare itself. In the shadows of modern warfare, some of the deadliest missions are never seen, never announced, and almost never fail. These are the operations where only the most elite soldiers can survive, soldiers trained to thrive where others would falter, where the stakes are life and death. Two units rise above all others in skill, secrecy, and lethality: SEAL Team 6 and Delta Force. Both are Tier 1 special forces, tasked with missions that ordinary soldiers, or even other special forces, couldn't imagine handling. But what if these two legendary units were placed in a head-to-head challenge? Which would dominate? Which could survive a direct clash? To understand, we need to explore how each is formed, how each operates, and what makes them the pinnacle of American special operations. Put it all together, and you start to see why SEAL Team 6 is considered one of the most lethal forces on the planet. The unit is built for immediate deployment, able to strike with precision, speed, and deadly efficiency at a moment's notice. As former Senator and retired SEAL Bob Kerrey put it, forces like DevGru exist for scenarios where the choice you have is between a horrible choice and a bad choice, cases where there truly is no other option. Delta Force operates under a similar mandate. It's the Army's Tier 1 counterterrorism unit, designed to intervene instantly when no other solution exists. Officially called the 1st Special Forces Operational Detachment Delta, Delta Force has several aliases: Combat Applications Group, SEAG, Army Compartmented Element, ACE, Task Force Green, or simply the unit. Founded in 1977, Delta operates under the U.S. Joint Special Operations Command, JSOC, and specializes in direct action, counterterrorism, hostage rescue, and reconnaissance. Unlike SEAL Team 6, which recruits strictly from Navy SEALs, Delta pulls candidates from across the U.S. military, including other Special Forces units, 75th Ranger Regiment operators, and occasionally Navy SEALs. Entry requirements are already demanding. Candidates must hold a rank between E4 and E8 or O3 and O4, be at least 21 years old, be airborne qualified or willing to train, have a strong ASVAB score, be eligible for secret clearance, have no disciplinary issues, and have at least 2.5 years remaining in their service contract. Selection is even more mysterious than SEAL Team 6's pipeline. Eric Haney's Inside Delta Force is one of the few first-hand accounts available. Physical tests rival DevGru's grueling standards, but Delta emphasizes land-based skills, long marches, navigation, and endurance over water-based capabilities. Candidates endure night-long land navigation courses, rucking with 40 pounds across 18 miles. As the process continues, the ruck weight increases, and the time to complete exercises decreases. The final hurdle, known as the long walk, is a 40-mile march with a 45-pound ruck, its time limit tightly guarded. Psychological testing is equally harsh. Candidates face review boards of instructors, psychologists, and the Delta commander, who analyze responses to stress, mental resilience, and tactical reasoning. The goal is to push each operator to their mental and emotional breaking point. Only a fraction pass. Attrition rates reportedly hover around 90%. Those who survive enter Delta Force's Operators Training Course, OTC, which appears to be even more comprehensive than DevGru's equivalent. The OTC is divided into 6 blocks. Marksmanship, from shooting stationary targets to tracking moving targets, refining accuracy without aiming aids, close quarters battle, CQB, room clearing, hostage scenarios, and live fire exercises, demolitions and breaching, lockpicking, explosive construction, and breaching operations. Combined skills integrates all learned abilities into dynamic exercises, including counterterrorism and direct action missions, plus sniper and communications training, tradecraft, espionage, surveillance, and intelligence collection, dead drops, signaling, and reconnaissance. Executive protection and culmination, defensive and offensive driving, protection techniques, and a final exercise combining all prior skills. Delta Force is also structured into specialized squadrons. A, B, C, and D squadrons handle assault missions. E Squadron focuses on aviation support. G Squadron is the clandestine element, essentially the Delta version of DevGru's Black Squadron. Each assault squadron typically has 3 troops, 2 for direct action and 1 for reconnaissance. Sniper teams and specialized operators augment missions as needed. Like SEAL Team 6, Delta operators have access to the Army's most advanced weaponry, often supplemented with classified equipment. When considering a head-to-head challenge, several factors come into play. If we assume equal numbers and adopt the dual competition approach, best versus best and randomly selected troops versus randomly selected troops, the outcome becomes nuanced. On water-based missions, SEAL Team 6 would likely hold the advantage. Even elite Delta operators, while highly skilled on land, would have less experience in maritime operations. On land, however, Delta Force would likely dominate elite-level matches. The difference in randomly selected operators might be less pronounced, given that both forces maintain rigorous standards across all personnel. Close quarters battles in industrial spaces could be a dead heat with outcomes determined by small variables and split-second decisions. Both groups share extensive doctrine and combat experience, making direct confrontation unpredictable. Specialized tasks could reveal subtle edges. Delta Force's comprehensive training in espionage and VIP protection may give them an advantage in intelligence and security-focused operations. SEAL Team 6, however, has capabilities and skills in classified fields that are largely unknown, which could balance the scales. Ultimately, the secrecy surrounding both forces exists for a reason. They are designed to operate covertly, not to compete publicly. Their true value is in missions that few will ever know about. The U.S. is fortunate to maintain not one but 2 of the most elite special forces in the world. Each has its strengths, each dominates its domain, and each continuously evolves to meet the future of warfare. While it's tempting to ask which unit would win in a showdown, the real takeaway is this. Success belongs not to the biggest army, but to the most adaptable, the most disciplined, and the most prepared. Delta Force and SEAL Team 6 are living proof that in modern warfare, expertise, innovation, and relentless training can outweigh sheer numbers. And in that silent, shadowy realm of combat, the edge goes to those who can master it first.